This is day 12, the self as system. The concept of viewing yourself as a system has dramatically improved my capacity to handle the various challenges and stressors of my life. In accomplishing a significant commitment, this has been one of the most powerful tools that has aided me in my quest. Instead of thinking about yourself as you or that mindful, conscious entity somewhere behind your eyeballs, think of yourself as a series of integrated system modules, each with a unique and particular outcome. When I was teaching computer science in the early days of my career, there was a concept of viewing the system as having three major components: inputs, outputs, and processing. Effectively, the system receives inputs, processes them, and then outputs a result. Most programming languages and underlying functions are based on this simple idea. You submit a variable into a module, the module applies business logic, and a new value is returned. This is a simple construct, but it can be helpful when trying to make life improvements. This is because you can disconnect areas of your life where you may have challenges or areas that are working perfectly. This works because of compartmentalization. The ability to break functions of your life into individual subcomponents allows you to determine your efficacy of a particular expected outcome. We all have some functions, such as eating and sleeping. If you were to view the concept of sleep as a separate and unique function, you could determine how effective it was. What is the result of that function? Good? Bad? How do you know? If you do not like the output of your current sleep system, then change the inputs or change the way you sleep. Focus on sleep as a system, and you can start to deal with your process around sleeping and handle this separately from anything else going on in your life. This was the most straightforward example, but you can start thinking through your entire life as little microsystems that each require attention. You can then deal with each one of them separately and not get overwhelmed by the whole view of all your responsibilities and expectations. Another more impertinent example is my daily writing process. I have a system that I call writing. I engage the system whenever I sit down to do this activity. I've been working on this now for several years. I follow the same process every time. However, I can take a look at the system from a top-down view and decide how effective it is. There are times when I do not like the result, so I can make a slight tweak to the process and see what the impact is. I have another system for doing laundry, paying bills, prospecting for new clients, and maintaining my vehicle. There are hundreds of things in life that can eat away at you in terms of stress, so instead, treat everything you have to do as a system and evaluate effectiveness as objectively as possible. Who knows? You may decide to outsource an entire system to someone else. If the input is the same and the output improves, then why not? The beauty of this systems-based approach is that it allows you to take a step back from the overwhelming complexity of life and look at everything you do with more objectivity. By seeing your life in distinct, manageable modules, you can zoom in on each one and improve it without the weight of feeling like you're failing in other areas. Each system operates independently, meaning if one system breaks down temporarily, it doesn't mean the whole you is broken. This compartmentalization helps you manage stress and setbacks with greater resilience. Instead of catastrophizing, you realize that it's just one system that needs adjusting, not your entire life. This mindset shift has given me the clarity to focus on improvement without feeling like I need to overhaul everything all at once. I can focus on one system, tweak inputs, analyze the process, watch the outputs. For example, if I'm struggling with productivity in my work, I don't need to worry that my whole life is falling apart. I simply evaluate my work system and make changes to it. Maybe I start by adjusting my morning routine, blocking off distractions, or setting clearer goals. Through small, focused adjustments, the entire system becomes more effective. Moreover, viewing myself as a system has given me permission to both be adaptable and iterative. Just like a software developer would refine code, I've learned to refine my habits and my processes. The initial version of any system might not be perfect, but with time, adjustments, and patience, each one can evolve into something more productive. It's not about progress. It is about progress. It's just not about perfection. The key is constant evaluation and being willing to make changes. What's working? What's not? By thinking in terms of systems, I've stopped placing so much pressure on my willpower or my personal discipline. Instead, I can adjust the inputs, refine the process, and monitor the results. It's a less emotional, more analytical, and as a result, much more effective. In the end, treating myself as a system of integrated parts has not only helped me manage stress, but it's also improved my self-compassion. When one system is off track, I no longer beat myself up about it. I simply recognize the issue, focus on the specific system that needs work, and just fix it. This approach has allowed me to navigate challenges with more grace and resilience, knowing that every problem has a solution. If you can break it down into its parts and then rebuild it better. The system doesn't need to be perfect, but it does need to be adaptable. And that's what has helped me stay on this journey of self-improvement, one small system at a time.